How's it going, guys? Yasukeh here. You guys might know that I do a lot of level 2 invade strategies where I will push the first wave slowly and then hard push the second wave and then invade the enemy jungle. This is a play that I've been doing for years, and still to this day, even if I'm going against the exact same high elo jungler, it's still something that I can reliably make work. But I have found that there is an even more reliable way of doing this play. And it's not 2 waves into Invade, it's 1 wave into Invade. And so in this video, we're going to be going over a ton of examples of recent games of my 1 wave push into an Invade, just to show how strong it is and how reliable it is for you to be able to consistently get leads. Because either you get the kill on the enemy jungler, or at the very minimum, you get info on where the enemy jungler is, which greatly helps your team. You can solo red buff level 1, and we'll go ahead and show that later. And in a typical case, you're going to be getting your jungler a 3 camp lead early, which any jungler who's worth their salt is going to turn that into an instant win. Junglers don't know how to deal with new change. A lot of them will just play paint by numbers. So not only are you getting the explicit lead, but you're also playing into destroying the enemy's mind, which is the #1 thing to just tilt the enemy jungler, you win the game. So we're going to go over the first one right here, which I'm just trying to push the wave as quickly as possible. Some matchups you can do this very easily in, some matchups you can't. Some matchups you want to harass, some matchups you don't. So I saw that this guy... So first off, ShorterAce, former pro jungler. He's played against me a lot of times. He knows exactly what he thinks that I'm going to do. Which, he thinks that I'm going to do slow push first wave, hard push second wave, and then invade the enemy jungler. So, in that strategy, in 2-wave push, I would be meeting the enemy jungler at their race in most typical pathings. So he's trying to start race to prevent him from ever having to run into me. But you're not the only one that can adapt, Mr. ShorterAce. I'll just push in 1 wave and then kill you at your red. As you can see, really low health, but since I get level 2 off of anything, if I would have gotten a crit right there, and the auto would have gone through, that would have just been a kill right there. So let's go to the next game, which is coincidentally against the exact same jungler on the exact same champion. So it's ShorterAce, former pro jungler on Pantheon. Let's see what we do. I did a little bit of early trading right here, and then we're pushing the wave. And I'm just going to try the same thing again. I don't expect him to be doing the same pathing, but now I can still just get info. I can know, hey, did he just do red into pathing bot side? Because that is one way that you could avoid me. So I see, oh hey, all of his camps are up. So I try to steal his red, which is something that I can do level 1. But then I see, hey, he's... the Vladimir, the mid laner, is coming to me. So I'm going to want to avoid this, but... a great benefit of if the mid laner is roaming, then all of a sudden, they're a squishy champion who loses to you. Almost every champion loses to you in this situation. You are able to get a consistent trade on them where they have no way of punishing. And so the question is, where is the Pantheon right now? Oh, he's coming from the bot side to try to gank me. But I got my jungler there. Because I made it very clear to my jungler that he wasn't coming. So, go ahead and just look at what happens right there. Got a quick alarm. Oh! And since I got the jungler low, I got his flash down, all of a sudden, my Mundo can just kill him. Which, you don't need your jungler to help you in these situations. But having a jungler who follows up even a little bit is amazing. And if they don't follow up on these plays where you're delaying the enemy jungler's time, as long as they're farming, they're going to get a massive camp lead. And that camp lead is going to translate into pressure the entire time. So that's the same jungler on the same champion, former pro. And I was going to be looking to invade the Pantheon again, because we're so much stronger. But Mundo already did it for me. So that is just really good right there. And then we're going to go to the next one right here. Another level 1, see what's going on. A Victor. You think, oh, hey, Victor is such a scary poke matchup. Missed a CS right there. I like to go for a little bit of, like, small trades. Just depending on what I can value with the situation. You don't want to try to trade too heavily, because that means you're going to push the wave in slower. So I believe in this game, actually, the Graves went Leashless. And so that means he started his camps very late. So I probably could have stolen the red right there if I wasn't looking at the mid lane. But I took one little Wraith and I hit level 2. And all of a sudden now, hey, I can go kill him. And one thing that you're really... Oh, yeah, that's great. One thing you're really going to be wanting to think about playing is getting this ward right here in this gives you so much information about when the jungler is coming, where the jungler is coming from, and also how to play that fight. Very often, you're going to be playing around that brush for vision. And you can use this blast cone up here and use that to your advantage in fights to avoid things. And when you have phase rush, it makes it really easy to escape if everybody does decide to try to collapse on you. So we're gonna go to the second day of VODs, see what's going on. Just get the ward right there. And I see that the jungler has started topside because their red's up and their wraiths are up. So they're 100% going to be on the top side of the map. I'm seeing also that the enemy bot lane is low. So not only can they not rotate, but I could potentially look for a dive right here. So as long as you have a decent amount of health going into this and you still have your pot, you can just solo this red buff. And if they're full clearing their top side, the enemy jungler, he's not going to be there on time. So I just get a free red right there. And this jungler is just going to be so tilted after having their red taken that early. Like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And so, let's go into the next game. Just to show you guys how consistent we're able to get this done. Alright, a level 1. This is against a Yone. And Yone is a champion who's typically known for having a strong level 1. So against a champion like this, I wasn't able to get the level 1 wave pushed in. But I'm still able to outpush him and get the level 2 wave pushed in. Or the second wave, rather. And so I'm looking to see what I can do. Oh! This is the typical thing of what happens. They're on their camp. I steal the big camp. They're level 2. If you take 2 mini wraiths, you prevent them from hitting level 3 on taking the entire top side right there. And so... this is just sort of completely subverting the expectations of how people think League works. Got that flash right there out of Diana. She's so mad. She's so mad right now because she spent so much effort into just not even getting a kill on me. And I, despite being low, can still play this. Like, my jungler is here. I want to use myself as a bait. And then I just get the red. And then we'll see what else happens. Because they spent so much chasing me, they were in a fragile position relative to their champions. So that they were just, like, too far away from turret and they just die. Because we have the numbers advantage, because my team already knows what I'm going to do, so they're going to be generally rotating first. But also right there, Pink Ward is coming. But that is one of the best strengths of Phase Rush, is getting you out of situations like that. Oh no, there's 3 on me. Whatever will I do? Oh, and we just flash. Got Diana's flash, which I thought we got earlier, but we didn't. think we got Yone's flash. And then the top laner tried to roam to salvage the play that was done earlier. If they got a kill on me mid lane, the game would be relatively even. But now, Shaco has spent over a minute roaming to the bot lane, expending everything that he has to get nothing. And against the Mordekaiser matchup, that just solo won top lane right there. Because look at what's going to happen now. Shaco's just going to die on repeat. And then so... gonna go to the next video. Look right here at what's happening level 1. I'm just looking around at what's going on. And so I'm going over all of these to just give you real world examples and situations of sort of what happens in here. Just looking, just getting that ward every time, and then just looking to see if this is here. If I see that the red is gone and the jungler is not on rates, there's three things that are possible. They could either be on golems and doing golem second, or they could be doing red into their top side, or they could be doing red into an invade. But since this red is up, that means that I'm able to get this right here. I'm getting a little bit of a poor RNG right here. The amount of crits that I got was very low, and that's 4 HP on that. I had the flash right there, but getting the flash for the red buff and the flash trade right there, definitely worth it. And then, so we're gonna go to the next play. And my team is going for a level 1 invader right here. And I believe we're going up against Quantum's Sylas this game. And I know that if Sylas stays for that fight for an extended period of time and I push this in quickly enough, he's gonna lose the wave. So even if I can't steal anything, very often it's going to be very useful to push this. Also, if the fight lasts long enough, you can just come into the fight with full fury. And then if you get any kills or assists in the fight, then you're going to hit your level. And oh hey, everybody was fighting over there, so all of a sudden, it's just my red buff. And so now not only do I have an XP lead from the wave being pushed, but I also just stole the red. From the Talia, who wants to go to the red side because she just got invaded on her blue side. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, jungler? And then so... gonna get the next one right here. Against the Katarina. Another matchup that's also pretty good to do this stuff with. And we're looking for the red. And we get the red. Every single time, man. Every single time. And if the enemy mid laner tries to roam to me, you just fight them. You just stop because you can see them rotating. You just stop taking the red and then you fight them, like we did in the Vlad clip earlier. So we go to the next one. Alright, so right here, I was trying to get it, I couldn't get the level 1 push. I get an early pike roam, which we don't get much off of aside from damage. But then I just tell my support to, hey, go help me with this. And then eventually we go take this red, and that just ends up being another mega tilt steal for them. And so right here, gonna go for another red. Stole the red. Every single game. It's not the enemy jungler taking the buff. Because if it was my jungler taking the red buff, they would feel less tilted. But since it's the mid laner, not only are they tilted because they're losing a buff that isn't being matched by my jungler wasting time, but it's also the mid laner that is going to be blamed on the enemy team for me being able to get these roams. There's nothing that Fizz can do level 1 against me, but they're still gonna blame the Fizz. Because who else is there to blame? You wanna like try to change your pathing? The mid laner will never be able to contest me, so what is the option there for them? Really isn't one. Really isn't one. And you can still do some of this stuff top lane, too. So I just pushed in the level 1 wave, so I just need one more minion. And then I'm going to hit level 2 faster, and then my wave is going to crash into her turret. So that's going to give me a good wave state afterwards. And you can do this into almost every top matchup. There's not many champions that can do something here against you. And then we're just going to go from the red from top lane. And since I'm level 2 instead of level 1 because I was able to get one minion, I take this a lot faster here. And I had to wait for her to auto-attack once so that I didn't lose it right there. And I know that I have Phase Rush, she has Ghost, and she did pop Ghost. So I need to pop that flash, but my wave state is still good. I have my jungler on top side. Their jungler doesn't have a nice pathing top lane because their red is down. And the red buff regen plus Doran Shield means that I'm going to be getting to full health soon. And so let's go to the next one. Which was a 2-wave invade. 2-wave invade looking for the red. And then so I see that the Azir is roaming to me. What do I do? Okay, Azir's there, Pantheon's there. Let's just fight Azir. Azir thinks that I'm still probably on the red. So I'm not using Ignite here, but I'm still getting him very low. If it was just Azir there, I'd just go for the kill. Whereas now, I just get a very favorable trade for free. And I'm also propagandizing their minds to think Tryndamere could always be here at any time. I need to be careful. And just that sort of mental anguish that you inflict on the enemy is the best part of these plays. Because a lot of players just play on autopilot, so if you force them to think on their feet, they're going to crumble. They're going to crumble. So we'll see what happens here. Oh? Jungler's in the middle of the camp. One thing is that certain junglers like Hecarim, it's really hard if I tried to do that invade 5-10 seconds earlier. Because Hecarim heals a lot off of the Wraith camp, and he has 2 stacks, so he's going to deal a ton of damage. You're not ever going to kill him right there. If you want to invade a champion like Hecarim, you want to do it later in the camp like I just did there. And then so? I can just go between turrets right now. Veigar is not a threat to me, and Hecarim is low enough to where I can just justify doing this, because he's not going to be able to kill me either. So I'm just going to walk in between your turrets, bro.
Let's go, man. Let's go.
And what are you going to do?
Fight me.
Fight me.
Like a man. Fight me, man.
And then all I got to do is just waste his time. They don't really have any enraged kill on me. Hecarim popped Ghost. His camp's taking is really slow, especially compared to a Pantheon with the new buffed pathing. The Pantheon should be very far ahead this game, based on that sort of start. And got a couple more to show you right here. Got this one, which is a very common pathing that people will do. Red is taken. If they want to do a full clear, they'll do golems next. So all you do, you hit one of those, you hit level 2. You're the same level as them, but you have Ignite, and you don't need to be tanking the camps. And I win here if we go even, if we just stall. So all of a sudden now, I got the kill. He's a camp down. What is he gonna do now? This is one of the most powerful strategies I've ever seen, and I'm really surprised that people haven't been picking up on it as much as they could. This is completely tilting what people consider standard League of Legends. And you can be doing this on other champions too. I've been able to successfully do this on Mundo, Pantheon, and Trynd. And these are just a couple champions that I personally play. I'm sure that there's a lot of other different champions that can go for these level 1 invades and hard commit to them. Like, this is a play that I had with TrickUG as my top laner. I'm a mid lane Pantheon, I'm just roaming here. And Pantheon's a really strong early champion, so I can justify doing this. Let's see what happens here. Oh, yeah, I just used the plants right there to get over to kill them again, which is something that I do very often on Tryndamere in these situations. Boom! Double kill that early. I have a buff. I've killed all of them. What are they gonna do to me? So that is just a sort of a basic explanation of and examples of that level 1 invade. Try it. Let me see what you guys think about it. Just hard push the wave in as fast as you can, level 1, and just go into the enemy's red side quadrant. Just try it out, see what happens. If you don't find anybody, you go back to lane, nothing happens. Nothing's wrong with it. You don't always need to get a lead from it, but just getting that information is more than valuable. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys all in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye, and good night. Yeah.